Hello, everyone, and welcome to You've Retired, Now What? I'm here to help you navigate through these waters of deciding what's the rest of my life going to look like? What's my next phase going to look like? What have I not done that I wanted to do? I'm your host, Michael Kiffmeyer, and each week on this podcast, I give you tips and tricks, processes, and methodologies that can help you through your thought process. So we got a whole lot to talk about. Let's dive in. We're diving into a topic today that concerns us all. How do we age well? We explore advances in medicine and nutrition, which is unlocking secrets on a day-to-day basis. So first of all, let's understand the science behind aging. Aging is a complex process. It's not just one thing. You hear people say all the time, well, it's my genes, it's that. And I'm not saying it's not, but it's your genes, it's your nutrition, the exercise you get, the medicines you take, and how well you take care of yourself. Recent advances in medical research have uncovered key mechanisms of aging. These discoveries are crucial as they pave the way to target interventions that can slow down the aging process and actually promote longevity. You've heard me say before on this podcast, and I'll repeat myself, if you retire today in November of 2024 at the age of 65, the chances that you're going to live another 20 to 30 years are great. And you need to understand and appreciate how can I make sure if I live all that time, I take the best care of myself. So what is aging? It just isn't gray hair and bald heads and wrinkles. It's a core process that our bodies go through. And as we decline in age or as we progress in age, we need to help the body to repair and regenerate itself. This process of every organ and every system is different for each individual. You know, slowly but surely, the medical community is learning you can't just throw medicine at every ailment. They need to get down to what causes ailment to begin with. You can be perfectly happy and feel that you're doing well, and all of a sudden you can get blindsided. This happened to my sister who retired this past April, and all of a sudden she was diagnosed with acute leukemia. Where the heck that come from? She had been taking care of herself and whatever, but it's just things that happen. And if you know or you don't know, as we age, our immune system needs all the help it can get because that is why older people get sick. Their immune system isn't what it was in their 20s and the 30s. Many of these diseases that are out there, they can't effectively fight them with their own body. That's where medicine comes in. And with some of the new processes and methodologies, they can help people to live their best possible life. These new medicines and these new procedures that doctors have learned can extend our health span through the course of our life. And we can do things too. Things like diet and exercise, managing stress, play crucial roles in helping us to age successfully. We don't have to sit there and just decide, well, this is as good as it's going to get. That nothing's any further from the truth. You can live the life that you always dreamed of, but it's going to take some effort on your part as well. So what's the future of aging? Well, by golly, I've read that they're going to be able to even extend life more than they do right now. Regenerative medicine is a big field. And that means they could actually develop an organ or rejuvenate an organ with different treatments. My sister that I talked to you about earlier, they're going to, next couple weeks, she's going to get a stem cell treatments, and this will help her quality of life. If it's, is it going to elongate her life? No one knows. But I'll tell you what, it's going to give her a better quality of life that 20, 25 years ago she possibly wouldn't have had. So the role in nutrition is huge. And I know, especially here in the United States, I'm sad to report to you, we're probably one of the heaviest nations in the world. And why is that? Well, they're using chemicals to cook our food. They're using chemicals to even enhance your need to have pet medicine. So if you get sick and you're not eating the right things, and then you get um, then you're going to find out that you need medicine to combat that. And it's kind of like a gigantic circle that keeps coming around. And hopefully, we start to learn at this stage of our life, we can do something about it. We don't just have to say, this is it, this is as good as it gets. It's not as good as it gets. You're going to have to decide how good that you want to feel. And by just saying, well, it's easier to go through drive-throughs, I won't disagree with you. It's very handy, especially if you get older and you can have food delivered to you. You can even have your groceries done, but you can't see what's in that. And it's the processed food that gives us the challenge as we get older. And it doesn't just happen as we get older. Processed food hurts us even when we're younger. You know, our bodies undergo a psychological changes that can affect nutrient absorption. And we need to make sure we're taking vitamin D, B12, minerals like calcium and magnesium uh, to, to support bone health and our overall skeleton, and so that we make sure that we're strong and a slight fall is not going to put us into a major tizzy. So diet helps in your cognitive health as well. The rise of Alzheimer's is definitely happening, but perhaps if you'll take a look at the Mediterranean diet, which is rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats, it can protect you and reduce the risk of um, degenerative diseases such as Alzheimer. Omega-3 acids found in fish and nuts have also been linked to brain health and cognitive function. Wouldn't you like to do something if you knew you could and not just let life happen to you, but live the life that you had always thought about that you wanted to live? It helps to manage chronic diseases and things like diabetes, hypertension, and heart disease. You know, I read last week that diabetes in this country has 4 times what it used to be, say back before the 90s. So that means one in every four uh, people would have diabetes. Why is that? They put sugar in everything. You know those great French fries that you like from McDonald's? They put sugar on them. I found a steakhouse that I really liked that they were putting brown sugar on the steak. Why do they do that? Well, because it tastes good, it entices us to eat more, and but meanwhile, here we go. We're in all that's carbohydrates on top of this lean piece of meat or that you might be having. So one needs to work on their own dietary strategies with your doctor to make sure what's working best for you. Wherever the idea came, and I'm ashamed to say, I think it's through just not caring and lack of and the advent of laziness, it's too easy just to buy something over the counter. But over the counter food might be killing you, and you got to pay attention to it. Anytime you see a package that you're going to buy, and even something you're going to cook, it's going to, if there's more than 5 ingredients in there, I'd back away. You're going to back away because it's not simple. Last week, I encountered a lady that came from Italy, and she said, I didn't start to gain weight until I came to the United States. Now, this lady knew what she was talking about because she was a world-class chef. And she says she'll admit she'll eat that every once in a while, but she said for the most part in Italy, they don't eat processed foods. Everybody likes to go out to eat, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you better be darn sure of what you're eating each and every day. This same chef shared with the idea that for the most part, they cook at home in Italy, even when they visit friends, rather than going out to eat all the time. They grow their own vegetables, and they are not sprayed with chemicals and processed food or process methodologies is a better word for it. I like you to think about embracing balanced nutrition. Not telling you never to eat fast food again. The chances of that are slim. What I am telling you is that try to avoid it as much as you can. Make sure you eat a lot of leafy greens and lean proteins, whole grains. Nuts are fantastic for your body. Uh, One of the things that bodybuilders do is they plan ahead with their meal prep. You can do the same thing. You know, especially the ladies and some of the guys. If you're up, in your mid to late 70s, you've cooked your whole life. I understand that. And recently, my wife and we undertook the challenge, and we started pre-making meals up, making sure we knew what was going into each container. We froze some of it, and then when it's ready, we're ready to eat. We just pull one out, heat it up, bake it, whatever we need to do, and it doesn't become such a chore. You need to be mindful about what you eat. And how you eat. You've got to eat slowly. You need to eat your proteins first, and then eat your vegetables, and then if you have a carbohydrate, then eat that. Mixing them all together doesn't give you the best chance to have um, a a body that's ready to take diseases on. You need to drink water. 80% of our body is made up of water, and you need to drink that on a regular basis. 8 to 10 glasses a day. I know that sounds a lot, but if you sip it throughout the day, you'd be amazed at how much you can consume. And if this is something that you think is too much, well, what if I told you that this can help you age and feel good about yourself rather than complaining about aches and pains? It's also good to socialize with while you eat. When you work, you had all these friends, you had colleagues, and you met them on a regular basis. Now, you might not meet them as much now, but you still will. So having a meal with friends, family, and old colleagues, it can really enhance your life. Hey guys, real quick, if you've been struggling to answer the question, now what, after you've retired, I'd like to invite each and every one of you to my free Now What challenge that can help you reignite your spark, give yourself a sense of direction, try to decide exactly what it is you want to do in this next phase of your life. People are very smart and they get worn out. I know that. But eventually they know they got to do something more. And you need a purpose to get up and out of that bed each and every morning. I have tools, processes, and methodologies that I'm going to share with you in this challenge that I believe will help you clear your mind and decide exactly what you're going to do in this next phase of your life. So as we change, our nutritional needs change as well. And all of you know this. You can't eat what you ate in your 20s like you did today. Oh, you can eat it, but you're going to be probably about 2, 3 times the size that you want to be real quick. And especially if you're sedentary, it's real quick to eat food. Say, I didn't eat that much, but I've gained 20 pounds. Why is that happening? I'll tell you why it's happening. It's happening because you're not exercising, you're eating processed foods, and you're not paying attention. Nutrition advances have grown tremendously. They're revolutionizing how we eat food. And we can even now, with doctors and trainers and whatever else, we can do some genetic testing to match what foods our body needs, not everybody else. You know, that was one of the worst habits I had when I was growing up. I always um, compared myself to others and how they look. How can they eat all that food and I can't, and they never gain a pound? It's genetics, all right? Or you're eating the wrong foods um, you're eating the wrong foods for your body style. You know, they have this thing called nutrigenomics. And basically what that means is it's how nutrients interact with our genes. So if you knew certain nutrients work best with your genes, this is a way you can take care of yourself. They do gut microbiome research right now. How do you digest food? There's a lot of books, you've probably seen them out there, about digestive systems. I know it's been a challenge for me. I'm a high-strung individual, and sometimes if I don't eat the right foods, or I eat the wrong combinations of food, uh, my stomach talks to me. I can hear it rumbling and whatever else. And it's my body telling me, Michael, this is not good for you. Let's take a look at it. Um, I know being a vegetarian isn't for everyone, and I respect all my meat lovers out there. But plant based protein is no different than beef um, based protein. And there was a scientist that wrote a book called This China Syndrome, that he wrote this back in the 90s. That's when I read it. And that's exactly what he found out. This person had grown up on a dairy farm in Wisconsin. He always thought, everything was beef, 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 beef. And then he traveled to Southeast Asia and he saw these people living strong and fruitful lives, and they weren't eating any beef. And he was wondering, how was this happening? Well, I'll tell you how it was happening. It was happening because they were eating plant-based protein, which didn't put on the extra carbohydrates that beef did. And I've read statistics before or studies that scientists and doctors have attributed all meat diet to many forms of cancer. So it's something that you might want to think about as you do this journey. I know you're going to say, Mike, I'm retired. I don't want to think about all this stuff. But do you want to leave a legacy? Do you want to live the best possible life you can? And do you want to make your life count even after retirement? And I'm just offering some solutions that might help you and might help you with your frame of mind. You know, when you retire, we're going through a transformation. And we think about the money thing, and that's all important. I understand. But we don't think about that how it makes us feel. And things that make us feel is we used to know what our identity was. We used to know what we had to do every day. We used to know exactly what our place was in this world. Guess what? It's all changed. It's all changed. And you're going to have to adjust. And you're going to have to find different ways to keep your mind clear and keep yourself agile. And nutrition um, plays a big part of this. Some people that start to lose their memories and start to decline, a lot of it is just that was the luck of the draw for them. But more than often, they're starting to decline cognitively because of their diet. So it's something that you certainly might want to take a look at. They're doing great things with stem cell therapy. Um, they're saying they can regrow organs and regenerate damaged tissue with stem cells. I think this is wonderful. Okay. I just think that uh, if you're meant to live a longer life and you have a problem, wouldn't it be great to get stem cell? Rather than have a knee replacement, they can put stem cells and they can help regenerate the damaged tissue around your knee, your shoulder, wherever. Okay. Um, Doctors and scientists have been studying the telomeres, which are the protective caps on the end of chromosomes, and they shorten their time span every time uh, cells divide themselves, and this contributes to cellular aging. Wouldn't it be great if they found out how to combat that and that you wouldn't age as quickly and rapidly as you do? Don't know about you, but I have observed that people that don't take a proactive part in their life after they've retired, I have just seen, even with my own friends and relatives, they seem to die at a quicker pace and at a younger age than those that are involved with their uh, own welfare. So we're going to talk about calorie restrictions, and this can help with your aging and how you can move. And I know many of you could say, I've been on a diet my whole life. I don't want to do this again. But I don't know about you, but my wife and I, we found that our appetites have actually diminished. It's rare that we'll both go out to dinner or something and order each a meal. We usually order one meal and we split it because even when we're home and we cook food, we have found that we eat about the same amount and it's nowhere near. If I ate what I used to in my 20s and 30s with my body style, I would look like a human jukebox, which is nothing I aspire to be. They're starting to find out that they can work with DNA. And here's the fascinating part. What if they can restructure your DNA with different medicines that they come up with? They have a thing called protein homeostasis, which is crucial for cellular function and longevity. So if they can manipulate that, why not? Why not live the best you can? And scientists and doctors are using gene therapy to correct different organs and inside of your life. Did you know this? And I didn't. Organs age at different time frames. Not every organ. You could have one organ that could start to fail, and you have another organ that you're exact fine. There's no rhyme nor reason. But the good news is, doctors and scientists are starting to find out that they can actually manipulate this, which is going to reduce health bills. Health bills are one of the things that bankrupt seniors. Once you get past the age of 65, and if you don't have the right you don't have the right healthcare program, then you're going to have to pay for it. Where's that money coming from? And if you're on a fixed income, it's going to be tough because all of a sudden you get hit with $100,000, $200,000 bill. How are you going to pay for that? So wouldn't it behoove you to try to take the best care of yourself that you can and make sure that you're doing everything you can to prevent diseases and to take care of yourself. So I've this episode followed up last week's episode when I kind of shared with you ways that you can take care of yourself. This episode kind of tells you what scientists and doctors are doing to ensure that they can deliver your best possible life to you, especially after you're retired. So, if these subjects appeal to you and you would like to learn more about retiring and what do you do after you retire, you know, people retire, they have all these plans, and then all of a sudden, those plans, 3, 4 years, they haven't done them, and they're feeling that tap on their shoulder, saying, "Okay, what are you doing now?" If you'd like to find a way to kind of embrace this whole retirement scenario and learn tips, tricks, and methodologies that's going to help you get straight in your mind, help you decide what you're going to do next. I'd like to invite all of you to a free challenge that I'm holding called the Now What Challenge. And the challenge is focused around you've retired, now what? What are your plans? How are you going to do it? Why are you going to do it? And how are you going to achieve it? And I am a strong proponent from my corporate learning career to help folks identify SMART goals. And SMART goals are specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, they are realistic, and they got a time frame to it. So what's all that mean? So it means that if you tell yourself that I'm going to rebuild a car by the end of 2025. Here's the steps I'm going to take each and every week. Here's the task I'm going to do each day. And if you get into something and you don't like it, look, the only person you have to answer to now is you. So you can move on to the next thing. It's going to take some work on each of your parts. Um, and 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 what I mean by that is you can't think I'll have a blueprint that I can help you with. I can help you through your thinking, your thought process. Because especially after we retire and we had schedules, we knew exactly what we were supposed to do. We get stuck. We get stuck in our own minds. Our worst enemy is that 8 inches between our ears. We overthink things. I want to help you to identify what is your why, what do you want to do, how are you going to do it, and let's come up with a blueprint to do it. So this free challenge is going to be 5 days a week, an hour each day. We'll do it via Zoom. And if you have an interest, just drop me an email at mfki FFY, the number one, at gmail.com. I want to thank you for listening today and sure hope that I've helped. And if you have any specific questions, specific topics, please reach out and I'll try to answer them for you, or at least I'll find the answer for you. Thank you again. See you soon. Hey, before we conclude this episode, I'd like each and every one of you to know that your thoughts, your dreams, and what you would like to get out of this podcast is valuable to me. My whole goal and my mission is to serve you like I have served others. For years, I had taught major corporations how to use learning as a competitive advantage. I want to do the same for you. So please leave your notes or reach out to me, and I want to gear this podcast towards your wants and needs and help you as much as I can. Again, this is Michael Kiffmar, and you've listened to You've Retired, Now What? I want to thank each and every one of you for listening.